Sometimes life takes away everything you were holding on to, not because you failed, not because you weren't good enough, but because something better is waiting. Today's story is about a tiny bird, small, fragile, ordinary. But what happened to this little bird carries a message for every broken heart, every tired soul, and every person who feels like life has been unfair. If you've ever asked, "Why is this happening to me?" this story is for you. The little bird's world. High up in a quiet forest lived a little bird named Aaron. Aaron wasn't special. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't even the most beautiful. But Aaron had one thing that meant everything to him: his nest. That nest was his home. He built it carefully, piece by piece. Tiny twigs, soft feathers, warm leaves. It took weeks. Every day Aaron worked tirelessly, and when it was done, he felt safe. This is it, Aaron thought. This is where my life will be. Isn't that how we are? We build something, a job, a relationship, a dream, a future, and we believe, this is my place, this is my security. The storm. One night the sky changed. Dark clouds rolled in. Thunder growled like an angry beast. The wind howled through the trees. A storm unlike any other hit the forest. Rain poured endlessly. Branches snapped. Trees shook. Aaron clung to his nest with all his strength. He was terrified. "Please," he cried inside, "don't take this from me." But the storm didn't listen. A violent gust tore the nest from the branch. In seconds, everything Aaron worked for was gone. He was thrown into the darkness, soaked, shaking, and alone. And as the storm passed, Aaron lay on the cold ground, homeless, broken, silent. Pain and questions. Morning came. The forest was quiet again, but Aaron's heart was loud. He looked up at the tree where his nest once was. Nothing. Only broken twigs scattered on the ground. Why? Aaron wondered. What did I do wrong? He felt abandoned. He felt punished. He felt forgotten. Have you ever felt like that? You prayed. You worked hard. You tried your best. And still, life took something precious from you. A dream collapsed, a relationship ended, a door closed, and you asked, "God, why me?" The struggle to move on. Days passed. Aaron tried to rebuild his nest in the same tree, again and again, but the branches were weak, the height was dangerous. The wind returned every evening. Each attempt failed. Exhausted, Aaron sat quietly. Then he noticed something. From his low position on the ground, he could see parts of the forest he never saw before. A bright, open valley, a calm river, trees with stronger branches, places he never noticed because he was too busy holding on to the old one. Sometimes loss lowers us, not to punish us, but to help us see wider. A new path. One afternoon, Aaron followed his curiosity. He flew farther than he ever had before. He discovered a tall oak tree near the river, strong, steady, unshaken by wind, higher branches, more sunlight, more safety. Aaron hesitated. This place was unfamiliar, uncomfortable, uncertain, but something inside him whispered, "Try." So he built again. This time the work felt easier. The branches held firm. The wind passed without fear. For the first time since the storm, Aaron felt peace. Not because life was perfect, but because he was stronger. The realization. One night another storm came. Aaron froze, but the oak tree stood tall. The nest didn't shake. The rain passed. And in that moment, Aaron understood. If the first storm hadn't destroyed his old nest, he would have never left. He would have never grown. He would have never found a safer place. What felt like destruction was actually redirection. What felt like loss was actually protection. What felt like the end was actually the beginning. Message to the viewer. And that's the message for you. If something left your life, it wasn't always a curse. If a door closed, it might have saved you from a storm you couldn't survive. If you're hurting right now, please remember this. God doesn't take something away unless he plans to replace it with something better. You may not understand today. You may cry tonight. You may feel lost. But one day you'll look back and say, "Now I see why it had to happen." Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the plan. Because just like the little bird, your wings were never meant to stay in one place. Sometimes what breaks you is what builds you. Sometimes what you lose leads you to what you truly need. And sometimes God's silence is simply Him working behind the scenes. God has a better plan for you.